What if I told you that you could save 10 hours every week or make an extra $500 per month? Video's gonna blow your mind. Let's go!
Welcome to today's explainer. So let's set the scene for a second. You've actually done it. You successfully built an AI chatbot. It's an absolute genius, right? I mean, it literally has the sum of all human knowledge right at its digital fingertips. It doesn't even need to sleep. And what is it doing right now? Well, it's probably hanging out in your digital break room, twiddling its thumbs, just begging for a spreadsheet to format. Let's be honest. We have basically created a massive workforce of overachievers and handed them exactly 0 job descriptions. Okay, let's dive into this. This is the core question we're answering today. You built a chatbot, now what? It's kind of a hilarious, uniquely modern problem, isn't it? You've got this incredibly powerful piece of technology, and the reality is, most people build these things and then just completely abandon them because they simply have no clue what to actually do with them next. Right. So in our heads, the expectation was instant world domination or, at least revolutionizing your entire life overnight. But the reality? Your brilliant little bot is just sitting there in the dark, collecting digital dust. Well, not anymore. Today, we're taking a guided tour of 5 specific departments where you can actually put this eager employee to work. We're talking about saving you time, solving some very real problems, and actually making you money. Let's get into it. All right, Department 1, Customer Support. I want you to picture a totally frazzled business owner. They are slowly losing their grip on reality, staring at their screen, answering their 100th identical, "Hey, where's my order?" email of the day. They are absolutely buried in these repetitive questions. And to make matters worse, hiring a full human support team to handle this, that costs thousands of dollars a month. Well, this is exactly where our unemployed bot gets its very first job, and it is eager to please. It jumps right in and instantly handles all that order tracking, the refunds, the delivery updates, and it does it 24/7. In one real-world e-commerce example we looked at, the chatbot automatically resolved 90% of those daily questions without breaking a single digital sweat. That leaves just a tiny 10% for a real human to deal with, while you get to sit back and finally sip your coffee in peace. Let's look at the numbers, because that means one single chatbot equals over $30,000 a year saved simply by avoiding those new hires, which, honestly, not bad for an employee who never takes a lunch break and literally only asks for a little bit of electricity. Moving right along, welcome to Department 2, Sales and Lead Gen. Okay, imagine a physical brick-and-mortar store where people walk in, look around for 5 seconds, and then immediately sprint out the front door in dead silence. Honestly, that is exactly what your website traffic is doing right now. Your precious leads are just vanishing into the void. Right now, about 95% of your visitors are just ghosting you. They vanish into the ether and you never hear from them again. But enter our bot. It steps in as your friendly 24/7 interrogator. It warmly greets the visitor, asks what they actually need, handles their objections, and it even remembers their preferences. Because of this borderline obsessive personalized attention, a solid lead gen bot actually increases conversions by 150 to 300%. Crazy, right? Let's break down the real-world math on that. Our source highlights a digital marketing course that was getting about 1,000 visitors a month. Before the bot, they had a 2% conversion rate, which means 20 sales. But after they gave the bot the job of qualifying leads, that conversion bumped up to 5%, meaning 50 sales. Guys, that is an extra $15,000 a month in revenue from the exact same traffic simply because the bot bothered to say hello. Next up is Department 3, Educational Tutoring. And this perfectly illustrates our next strategy. Imagine a high school student literally weeping over a mountain of math homework at 10 p.m. We've all been there, right? They're drowning in concepts they just don't understand. And getting a human tutor, that costs anywhere from $15 to $100 an hour, which is fantastic for the tutor, but pretty terrible if you just need some everyday homework help. But here's the magic. You give the bot 3 simple rules. Explain topics simply, create practice problems, and adjust the difficulty based on how the student does. Suddenly, this bot becomes an infinitely patient tutor. I mean, it will explain what a fraction is 15 times in a row without ever sighing or judging your life choices. In one real-world case, chatting with this totally free AI for just 30 minutes a day bumped a student's grade all the way from a B to an A. And the financial impact here is just staggering. Instead of paying for those weekly tutoring sessions, the parents ended up saving $400 a month. So that effectively keeps over $10,000 a year right in their pockets. Just like that, the bot became the most valuable study buddy in human history. All right, let's head over to Department 4,
personal productivity. Now, this one is for the freelancer out there juggling 20 different projects at once. You definitely know the feeling. You sit down at your desk, you are completely paralyzed by decision fatigue, and you wind up wasting the entire first hour of your day just staring blankly at your screen, desperately trying to figure out what you're actually supposed to do first.
So instead of dealing with a chaotic human to-do list that's just full of missed deadlines and overwhelming dread, the bot gives you a calm, prioritized plan. The freelancer simply opens the chat each morning and types, "Hey, I have 5 hours today. What do I do?" The bot instantly analyzes all 20 of those projects, factors in the deadlines, factors in your human energy levels, and basically dictates your day. It'll say, "Okay, do client X first, then work on your own content." It takes total chaos and structures it instantly.
The result? By completely eliminating that morning paralysis, this specific freelancer saved 2 whole hours of staring into space every single week. That adds up to 100 hours a year given straight back to you. And if you look at standard freelance rates, that is over $5,000 in pure value, all just for letting a bot be your morning manager. Which brings us to our final stop. Department 5, Content Creation. Picture a creator just staring blankly at a blinking cursor. The algorithm is incredibly hungry. Writer's block is very real. And brainstorming alone is taking these agonizing hours while the clock just ticks down and they desperately need new video ideas. Well, the bot absolutely thrives in this department. The creator just types, "Give me 20 video ideas about AI," and rapid fire, the bot spits out highly targeted concepts. But it doesn't even stop there. It writes outlines, it drafts scripts, and it gives feedback way faster than you could ever type. Basically, a process that used to take an agonizing 8 hours is completely crushed in just 2. Let's look at the final numbers on this one. Creating content 4 times faster means saving about 6 hours a week. That is 300 hours a year. For a creator who values their time at, say, $50 an hour, that translates to $15,000 in saved value. At this point, the bot literally prints time.
So whether you assign it to support, lead gen, tutoring, productivity, or content creation, the big takeaway for us today is this. These aren't just fun little science fiction theories. Right now, at this exact moment, someone out there is making money or saving a ton of time while they sleep simply because they opened that digital break room door and finally gave their AI a real job.
Which leaves us with this one lingering question. What will you use your chatbot for? Seriously, stop letting that genius employee collect dust on your hard drive. Pick just one of these jobs, test it out today, and put your AI to work. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.
If you found this helpful, subscribe for more AI tutorials. Comment below, which use case will you build first? And if you have any questions, ask in the comments.